It's me again. Oh, my thing's freezing up. I am so excited I could pop. I'm trying to share with different groups what's going on. I made that video 2 nights ago. It's had 1 view. But I was trying to tell you that the criminal case that has been filed in the UK with that number, that's the channel on Telegram, number 602-9679/21. Now, if you enter it into Telegram, it's going to bring you to this channel. If you enter it into DuckDuckGo, it'll come up with a bunch of conflicting stuff. Some will tell you it's real, some will tell you what it's not. So, but in this channel here, in the last video I read to you the thing where they were telling the police that you need to be doing your job. Well, this is hysterical. First of all, they're shutting down the centers one by one. But let me find this here. It says, today, a group of us went to shut down a jabber center. 3 police officers were already there waiting for us. We asked them to assist us in shutting down the center. They refused, so I arrested them and called the police to take them into custody. 8 more of them showed up, including a sergeant. They refused to do their duty, so I arrested them too. Read them their rights and went to call the police again. All told, about 12 cops turned up, and we believed there were more in a police van with blacked out windows. So we were in a standoff. So in the end, we served the Jabber Center a cease and desist order and told the sergeant that we will be back again and again until they do their job. This is awesome. Many of the UK, the British Empire, are stopping them. There's a post up here about somebody saying, let me find it here. It says, we had the doctor in the video earlier this week telling a lady not to have any more jabs and that they are about to be pulled. And now this was sent. Now this is from somebody's phone. You can just see that the post is there. You can't read it from there. And part of it is cut off. It says, I work for the NHS. Our hospital and others in the area have stopped giving the jabbers. And somebody says, thank you. And somebody else says, understand something. Part of it's blacked out. Many had jabbers, but so glad I listened to myself and did not. Another person says, the case with the CID at the Net Police is 100% true. Another person says, yeah, it's true. I work for NHS. All we've been told to tell everyone the jabbers are being stopped from next week. Okay, so the UK's all stopping it, but what's happening here and in Canada, and I'm assuming Australia too, is they're doubling down. So we've got to make this spread like wildfire. Now, I was on the Illinois homeschool parents, or no, school board parents, Illinois school board parents channel, trying to find out, because we had that bill voted on yesterday or the day before, I don't know, everything's run together, about the registry here in Illinois. And all I've seen is that somebody said that it's been extended for 30 days. I don't know. I'm trying to find more. I haven't found any more. But the Illinois school board parents, man, they're on fire. They're going after bonds. They're busy. And when I posted that this was going on in the UK, they're like, can we do this here? You guys are the ones with the legal knowledge. Surely we can. I mean, I sent you the thing that charges have been filed in Texas. So we just got to find a lawyer that's got the balls to do it. So much is happening. It's just really hard to keep track of all of it. Wow. I mean, this is exciting. But it's also a little scary because, you know, what's going to be their next step? This is falling apart. But as I was saying in the last one, you know, the people that have been so just consumed with fear and believe that these people were telling them, you know, everything that they were saying was true. And how many years have they been lying to us? And we knew that anyway. not the point. The point is, most of them, you can still see the people that are afraid. When this comes out that, it's all been a big, I won't say the H word, but there's going to be a lot of people needing help. When especially the ones that have lost loved ones or had loved ones harmed, there's going to be a lot of people that are, as Show Me Baby says, the days of sickness, because it is sickening. What has been done to us is inexcusable. Now, I was listening to, I've been cleaning carpets all day in bathrooms, so I haven't been following along until after dinner, but I was listening to a podcast on YouTube. Now, it may not be many of you's thing. In the last few months especially, I have gone into the more occult stuff, and occult doesn't mean evil. It means it's been hidden knowledge. Looking into the more philosophical stuff of why are we here? What is the point? It's not just to eat, sleep, pay bills, and die, pay taxes. But this is on, let me see if it'll come up here so I can share it with you. It's Jason Louv. He's written several books. And it's not so much the topic here, it's talking about Enochian magic, but the history that he's giving us is something that most people don't understand. He's talking about back in when John Dee was alive and the type of man he was and the education that he was after. He was a man of science. When math was considered evil then in, like magic is now. It was considered a dark art. But the history that he's telling is let's get past the ad here. I think it's an hour and a half. I'm not even finished with it. But it's fascinating. And I told people to go to David Whitehead, to DW Truth Warrior. He has his own website, which will show you whatever platform. I watch him on Rockfin. He's been doing the Cult of the Medic series, going through the history of these people. It doesn't matter so much what any of us believe, because we all have different beliefs. You need to know what these people that are running the world believe. Because they're the ones that have gotten all this knowledge and occulted it. But the history of, what they did, we need to know that. We need to know what they know that they've used against us. And that's why I liked David Whitehead and Michael Tessarian that he works with. Michael's a brilliant mind. Like I said, when I was working, it was 8 hours sitting behind a sewing machine and I could listen to all kinds of stuff. And I did everything. There is way more going on this rock than any of us understand. They've had us all busy running the rat race and not understanding that there is so much more than eat, sleep, die, and pay taxes. They, the ones that have been in control all this time really wanted to go full blown. That's what we're seeing here is they wanted feudalism again. They have it through most of the planet, but they decided they wanted the whole thing. And, that's what we're seeing. I know that's, that's the thing is people aren't going to be able to come to grips with what's been done to us. But it's nothing new. It's nothing new. This is always the same list of characters and, the same bloodline anyway. Be kind. The ones that are just now waking up are going to need some help getting through this, understanding how this has happened. And most of us don't have a very good understanding of like I said, I was listening to this and the history of it going back to the 1600s. You need to understand what these people thought because most of them still think the same way. I don't, getting back to that whole thing that Aaron was talking about, that there's so many people now that want to validate their own lives by forcing me to live as they do, forcing all of us to make the same choices and accept the same things. We don't have to all agree. We don't have to all see the same way. And in fact, that would be awful. But to accept each other, that, whatever, as long as we can be good to each other and not try to harm each other, why do we all have to? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm seeing it with my kids, the kids of their peers. I remember, and maybe this stopped with, when I was in school, but do you remember individuation? What your own strengths are, they don't teach that anymore. These kids don't know what it's like to be an individual. They all want to pattern themselves off of whatever, whatever. And maybe that's it. Because, I was always, I got along with everybody. I went from clique to clique, but I never, my group, my people are the misfits. Always have been. Because conformity was never my thing. First of all, I was the nerd. I was always in a book because I love to learn everything. And that's this whole thing with trusty experts. No. Those experts, they may know more about their chosen field than I do. Okay, I give them that. But the basis, I was busy in school learning the basis of everything to decide where I wanted to go. And I know there are, family members that are really disappointed in me for not doing what I was capable of. But, life happened. I had kids and they were more important than running the rat race. I don't understand the whole trusty experts thing because can you read? If you can read, you can find out enough to know whether they're lying to you or not. And there's a lot of lying going on. There's a lot of reading that needs to be done to catch up to what's happened. And as I said, I have just been trying to gather knowledge and sources and pass it on to people. Hey, this is what I see. This is what I, put together. What do you see? Because it's going to take us all to figure out what the hell has happened in the last 200 years. There was a quote that David Whitehead had. It was Rumi. Rumi was 11. I can't remember, 12th century. I don't remember what year he was born. He was a Muslim Sunni mystic. And he's famous now, but there was a quote that it was, truth is a mirror in the hands of God. The mirror fell and broke into pieces, and everybody got a piece and said that theirs was the truth. Okay, well, theirs is a part of the truth. We each get our own piece, but to see the whole truth, we need all our pieces. No man is any more important than any, no being, okay? This whole pronoun crap. No being has anything more than anybody else. We all have a piece. And they're all needed to see the big picture. We got to stop with the division and the nonsense because it's been used against us to put us here. And here is hell. And it doesn't have to be. But if we don't stop this nonsense now, the world that we leave our kids, well, there's not going to be one. Especially if these monsters that are doing this to us now have their way. Did you read Brave New World? That was mandatory reading when I was in high school, and that's Aldous Huxley tried to tell us. They would have pharmacological ways of making you love your servitude. Well, sorry, but no, not this girl. All right, that's enough. My 15 minutes are up. Exciting things are happening. Spread it like wildfire. I'm all over the place. I get it. Make your own video. I'll spread it too. Come on. We got to do this. This has to be, we got to get this ball rolling. Much love. Got to go.